done so well. You,
Thank
George Quinn,
you,
all the
Kwame.
other people playing a role in this particular one. How has it been, plying your trade in this space?
Oh my, how has it been? It's been good.
Yes.
I started off really as an usher at the National Theatre.
Whoa.
Many years ago. That's how my journey in theatre began.
Wow.
In 2006, 2007. I used to usher for concert party and a lot of other theatrical performances at the National Theatre. Through to, I can say when I fell in love with theatre, it was during the Ghana 50 celebrations when after the renovation of the theatre, I believe it was around that time, and there was a lineup of plays at the theatre. I was still working there at the time, and Fifi Coleman acted in The Dilemma of a Ghost. I was an usher during that show. I was standing at the door and I watched him on stage. He was so elegant, delivering his lines. I was so captivated. After that, I made it a point to watch every theater or drama performance anywhere if it was advertised. So I would go to the School of Performing Arts and watch all the student productions.
Wow.
I remember once watching The Diary of Adam and Eve, I believe, with Daniel DeLong and another actress. And it was just two people and they said all their lines for 2.5 hours. We sat there and we listened. And I thought, people who do this must be very intelligent. You must be so smart. How are you reciting all these lines with so much grace? And like they were just doing something phenomenal, in my opinion. Like I was so wowed all the time. So I'll take my small usher money, take Trotro to University of Ghana. Sometimes I'd have to walk from GIJ to the police headquarters so I can get Trotro. Because I really loved theater. And I thought that if I could ever do this, it'll be a dream come true.
Wow.
I never thought it will happen. But it was just one of those things I thought was just so amazing. And my friends never understood why I'll get up and go all the way to University of Ghana. And at that time, the road wasn't even done. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
So that's how my love for theater began. Until 2009, after the Perfect Picture film, Dr. Kareem cast me in one of my favorite plays of all time, The Vagina Monologues. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes.
That was my first opportunity to be on stage at the National Theatre. It opened my eyes to how amazing the world of theatre was. Standing on stage by yourself, sometimes delivering so many lines, captivating an audience, telling them a story. You watch them laugh, sometimes you watch them cry, you watch them fall in love with your craft, and it's very rewarding. And I've never looked back since.
And I remember watching you play Run for Your Wife, the first one.
Oh, Run for Your Wife.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the first time George and I came together to do theater. George has always loved Run for Your Wife, right?
I know,
He's
right?
always loved the play.
Yeah.
I met George in 2008. When I first started working in Charterhouse. And that's when we became friends. But before I met him in Charterhouse, when I was ushering at the theatre, he was already at Charterhouse. So a lot of their events came to the theatre. Miss Malaika, Ghana Music Awards, the Night of 1,000 Laughs. And I was always at the door, opening the doors for
them.
People who came in. And George was one of the bosses, because he was at Charterhouse, so he was a client. And I would always open the door for him. I don't know if he remembers this. But, but I remember Miss Malaika. And in those days, we used to close the doors at the theater, and no food, no chewing gum was allowed. So if you were coming in and I saw you chewing, I would open my hand, so you put the gum in I'll literally take it from your mouth. And even though there was a sand pit where people were supposed to drop their gum, but they never would. So I remember collecting his gum once as he was entering the theater, and I thought he was a very hardworking guy. He was always all over the place. He was so short with big shoes. He always had really big shoes.
He's still short though.
He's grown a little more. He's actually grown quite a bit.
Are you sure about that?
He's grown quite a bit. So Run for Your Wife was our first stint together as business partners, and
Great.
so far it's been really good, I think.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now this would be the first time you were directing a play.
Yes, Kwame. This would be the first time I've been directing a play. Oh my goodness. I've always been on the other side, but I've always felt like I have so much more to give, It's like being on stage and then seeing everything else and feeling, no, this should be this way. Oh, no, that should be, okay, we need to do this that way. So I've never thought I'll direct, but I've always felt that I could do more.
Okay.
And so after our last play, The Gods Are Not to Blame, George and I were talking, and I said, George, we should do something on International Women's Day that'll be empowering to women. And one of my favorite plays of all time was In the Chest of a Woman. So I said, you know what? In The Chest of a Woman, I've always wanted to play the main character. But if you've seen the play, the main character is supposed to be flat-chested.
Yes.
Because she's supposed to act like a boy.
Yeah.
And I've never been flat-chested. So I thought I could never play the lead role. But I can do something. I'd like to produce it someday. And George said, why don't you direct it? And I said, really? But I'm not a director. I don't have any formal training in theater. I've never attended a theater production school. I've never attended an acting academy or school. I don't have any training in acting or anything in the space. And directing is quite technical.
Very.
Just a matter of, it's not a matter of, oh, I've seen it happen so I can do it. Nope. And he said, don't worry, I will help you. And we said, okay. Now, we couldn't get to stage that play because another director had applied for the rights already. And we saw that beautiful performance at the National Theatre a few weeks ago. So he said, well, we need to look for another play. And I said, I'm still big on a play that glorifies women and glorifies the underserved and underprivileged in the society. And I remembered The Legend of Sika. I saw The Legend of Sika for the first time in 2014 or 2013 at the School of Performing Arts, still going up and down, looking, watching plays at the School of Performing Arts. Martin Owusu was there on that day, and after the play, I was late. I missed a few scenes, so I didn't really get the gist of it. But when the play ended, Martin Owusu came on stage, and he said something I'd never forget. He said that all of us have deformities. They may not be physical, you might not see it, but no human being is perfect. And so we must love each other and accord everyone grace and respect.
So profound.
And I remembered it so profoundly, So just at the back of my mind, the play has been there. Even though I didn't see the full thing, I felt that the message of the play was powerful.
Wow.
And so fast forward, I thought, George, let's do The Legend of Sika. It's a simple play with a heavy message. Very heavy message. It's a very simple play. I think the whole book is about 35 pages. Normally, our scripts are big.
Very huge scripts.
Yeah, but it's a simple play which opens in heaven. So in heaven, Onyankopon calls fate to tell the destinies of 3 human beings who were yet to come onto earth. Right? The first person's life is told. The second person's life is told. The third person's life is told. And this third person's life was full of darkness. One long night, they described it. No happiness, only sorrow. And Onyankopon asked fate, is it possible to intervene and help this person? And he said yes. So the Supreme Elder said, when the time is right, he will intervene. Just the opening scene alone captivated my heart. Because we all come into life and we face problems, sometimes struggle after struggle, and you ask God, like, is this it? Is this the life
do you
that
love
I was
me?
destined to live?
Am I your child?
Exactly. But the point is that God always will come through for us if we believe that he will.
Sure.
And that's the opening scene. God tells us in the opening scene that even if your destiny is one long night, he will give you light if you call on him. So this girl whose destiny is told as one long night is Sika.
Wow.
So that's the opening of the play.
Wow.
She's born on the day she was born. Her mother died because it was a birth-related death. The mother died. Her father raised her. When she was like 1 year old, she was crawling. Her father was a hunter, so her hand got stuck in a trap and cut off her hand at 1. So you see, it's just problem after problem. And her father was so devastated because he had let that happen. He also died out of sadness. So that's how her life began. And so she was a deformed girl. But throughout her life, throughout the darkness, one day, just one day, and that's the one day that we all pray for, that God will give us, that one day the light will shine on you and it will be good from there on.
Amen.
Things will just turn around for you from there
Preach on.
So one day she gets this major turnaround when a king notices her and decides to make her his wife. And even then, she gets a lot of opposition because you're a deformed girl. Culturally, we don't do that. So even when God blesses you, don't think that after that, everything is going to be smooth sailing. You will get a lot of opposition. Yeah. But once God has decided that, look, it's time for you to be happy,
no one.
God no go shame us.
At all.
There's nothing. So it's a beautiful story about how even people who we consider deformed can enjoy grace Grace that you who believe that you have 2 limbs and 5 limbs and so you are fantastic cannot enjoy. And I'm so honored to be directing this play.
Awesome.
It will be the first time I see it at the National Theatre.
Okay.
I don't know if it's ever been done at the National Theatre, but it's in honor of Professor Martin Owusu. He's the longest serving lecturer at the School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana. Everyone who has passed through his hands would have just so amazing things to say about him. He's quite old.
Is there anything special you're going to do for him?
Yes.
Apart from the play being staged?
Yes, we have a special honor for him.
Okay.
Aside a physical citation and all of that, we're working on a docu to tell his life story, or the story of his work at least, so that people who don't know should know. And this is something I think the Ministry of Education should be interested in. I think it's something that, in fact, the presidency should be interested in, because our teachers, in my opinion, are the most honorable people in our country.
Yeah.
And for someone who has contributed so significantly to the creative space, I think he deserves some presidential honor, if it's not something that's in the works. I think this play should be an opportunity for us to see his work and celebrate him and accord him all the honor that he's due.
I hear Arnold Asamoah-Gbedu is playing
a major role.
A major role. A major role?
A major role. Arnold Asamoah-Gbedu is an amazing actor.
Are you serious?
Look, he doesn't even need direction.
Eh?
Like, you know how you have actors and you're trying to direct everybody, and look, directing is not easy. I didn't know.
Arnold is playing a major role.
And Arnold is playing a major role, and I don't even say much to him. Like, he just got it.
Oh,
he's just
really?
got it. He played a small role in Run for Your Wife.
Yes.
And it was just one role, which he executed flawlessly. So when we came, in fact, and the gods are not to blame, he had a major role to play, but we couldn't get him at the time because the other things had occupied his time. But this time we begged him to come and play one of the important elders of the kingdom. Elders of the kingdom. Hey. And you should see him do it. And his character is the character that opens our eyes to the fact that all of us, you as you are sitting there, you have a deformity. I have a deformity. We all have deformities. But because they are not physical, we walk around thinking that those with physical deformities are the people who are I don't know, less than us. But no, that's not the case. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Which other people are playing a role in this?
So, our lead character is Adoma. Adoma, the singer. So, we know her as a singer. Yeah. We know her as a screen actor in Dede. But she... Oh, my God! Uncle Ken!
Uncle Ken just entered
Ken! My all-time favorite uncle. Oh, my God, Uncle Ken, I'm so happy to see you. And a little embarrassed, too, because I've not been a good niece. But I still love you, Uncle Ken. I do, with all my heart. I'm so glad we are twinning. Yeah, we're twinning. Yeah. Okay, I went off course. I'm sorry.
Yes, so
Adoma. Yes. So Adoma is a lead character, and you should see her on stage. You know, Adoma is so graceful and so beautiful. And we needed an actor who looked Akan, because this is an Akan play. It's rich. It exhibits great Ashanti culture. So we needed a sweet, lovely, graceful, talented actor, and Adoma was top of our list, and we didn't think of anyone else. In fact, we didn't double cast it, right? So there's Adoma, there's Arnold Asamoah-Gbedu, there's Roland Adom, we know him from Charterhouse. We've got some legends in the play. The legendary Mauli Semevo, the legendary Edinam Atachi. I'm so glad Edinam Atachi agreed to work with us on this play, because she's one of the finest to ever do it.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, and then there are, oh goodness, we are 171. So
171.
171 actors.
Just cast.
Yeah. It's a big play. So you see why I've lost weight. So that
you will lose.
so we have a cast of 171, and this is the first time we're incorporating the full complement of the National Theatre. So we have the National Dance Company playing a major role, because it's rich in Ashanti culture. We have a lot of kete and adowa from drumming and dancing. It's you will see the whole, like, it's a beautiful theatrical experience. We also have the actors from the National Theatre, and then we have the National Symphony Orchestra. So there's a lot of beautiful, soulful music in the play. We're doing it all. We're doing it all.
When are we having this play? When?
The show opens on the 1st of June.
Just next week.
Yes, this
Okay.
week, the coming weekend.
Okay.
So, and it's running for 4 days. 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th of June.
Okay.
Yes. And it's 2 shows per day. So
Okay.
there's an 8 p.m. show, and then of course there's a 4 p.m. show. That's the first show.
Great.
It's child friendly. It's family friendly. So please bring all your children, and your children's friends. Right, so that when they go to school and they're talking about it, it will not be just them. Their friends can contribute. So
Exactly.
put it on your parents group chats, on your school pages, so that your children will come with their friends, so
Exactly.
they don't feel left out.
And how much are we paying to go see this play?
Only 200 Ghana cedis.
Oh. that's
Yes,
good.
only 200 Ghana cedis, and our tickets are online.
All right.
So if you just grab your phone now and take this number down, you can buy your tickets right now. Okay. So the number is, are you ready?
Yes.
Star 714 star 11 star 21 hash.
Great.
May I repeat it?
Yep.
Star 714 star 11 star 21 hash. The Legend of Akusika
Akusika.
is the name of the play. Is my directorial debut, and so I'm putting my heart, my spirit, and my intestines in this one.
Ah.
So please come and see it, and I promise you'll be so glad you did.
We'll be there. Uncle Ken, are you not going?
Uncle Ken,
We need to go see this
Uncle
one.
Ken, you don't come and watch me on stage.
We need to go
why?
see this one.
Who
Uncle
said?
Ken.
Uncle
The
Ken.
fact that I don't come and bother you, I don't come and bother you
Okay.
backstage and stuff does not mean I don't attend. George knows.
I see.
Yeah.
And I've always maintained that I do not want free tickets for
Oh, Uncle
Yes,
Ken.
yes.
such productions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at the number of actors and
171.
171. And then we have our sound team, our light
crew.
team, our crew.
and all
our
these
this
people
and
have
that.
to be paid.
Yes. And well too.
All these people have to be paid
And paid well.
and paid well.
Yes.
And as for Nanshoko, I've always believed in her, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
knows that.
She's fantastic.
She
Uncle
knows that.
Ken.
I mean,
is
she's
fantastic.
been my baby ever since we met.
Uncle
You know,
Ken.
but I followed her everywhere she's been. You know, and George also talks a lot about her, April Communications, and I know she is wonderful at what she sets out to do. So I've never had a problem.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Uncle Ken.
When I heard this was going to be a
Directorial debut.
directorial
Debut.
debut,
Yes, sir.
I was like, oh, I thought she had directed long ago
Oh, no.
because she's that good. You
Wonderful.
know?
Thank you, Uncle
So
Ken.
now, obviously, I'll come and see it.
Thank you, Uncle
This
Ken.
one
I will
I'll
look
come
out
and
for
see
you.
it,
And I'll have the kitty dancers bring you on stage so that I can give you the right acknowledgement and honor.
You know, it's Nan Shoko is one very talented lady. And I share a birthday with her son.
Yes,
So
Oh.
when it's my birthday and she doesn't say hi to me,
Then you boy, eh?
I bought.
Oh, Uncle Ken.
Because she knows I share a birthday with
Yes,
her
you
son.
do.
And this guy who just walked in, Baba Sadiq.
His matter is big.
Baba Sadiq also knows that
His
I
matter
share
is
a
big.
birthday
With the chief
with the chief imam. They all know.
Great.
You know? It's good to see them. What a reunion.
Yes,
I
it's a
didn't know
reunion.
now was coming. As for Baba, I knew he was coming.
Yeah.
So I'm well prepared for
She
that.
surprised us. She surprised us. Now,
Yes,
we wish you well.
Yes,
We'll be there
thank
to
you.
see
Hope you
this
had-
play.
hope you had
Is it
had,
all right if
Nana
I
text you
say
that we
thank you
complete.
to
Please do that.
the corporate organizations who have
You
supported
can
us,
do
if
that. You
that's
can
all
do
right.
that. You can
I'd
do
like
that.
to say a very, very big thank you to Stanbic Bank for always supporting us, to the GTA. We never knock on their, every time we knock on their doors, they support us. We're very grateful to them. We're grateful to Telecel, NLA, IPMC, Kwando, Plant Car Rentals, and to our media partners, as well as our donors, Yummy Yogurt, Verna Mineral Water, Bigo, Wilma Africa, producers of Fortune Rice and our live soap. We're so grateful to them for supporting us. It's a very expensive production, and so we need all the help we can get. So if you're listening to us and you'd like to support us, please feel free to text Kwame Dadzie.
Simple.
He'll forward a message to
Simple.
us. We'll be very grateful.
Thank you very much for coming through Na Ashoko. Thank you so much.